Welcome, everyone. I call the Commissioners' meeting of May 4th, 2022 to order. We are joined again by veteran Don Bradley, who's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and we welcome back Sister Monica from St. Patrick's Church to lead us in the invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hear us, Almighty God, as we gather here today at the beginning of another month. Help us to receive all the surprises and gifts you have for us as we enjoy the many colors of the springtime flowers. We ask especially on behalf of our commissioners that they will be open to fairness and justice in all they do for all of us in your county. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
All right, we'll move on to item number 2 on the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the April 20th, 2022 Board of Commissioners meeting as submitted.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll open it up for any public comment. Just a reminder to state your name and municipality.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Thomas Hudson Paup. I'm a resident of the city of York, and my father, grandfather, and great-grandfather are all from this area and the city of York as well. I was pleased to hear that in Lancaster County, they set a good example that they got rid of the ballot drop-off box due to the potential of voter fraud. And it's always great to set a good example. It's also great when people follow when someone else sets a great example. I would hope that the county commissioners would seek to do the same thing in this county, because there was an immense amount of voter fraud in 2020 regarding the presidential election, and I, for one, I don't care if anyone else has got the guts to stand up and speak about it, I will. And furthermore, to anyone who bothers to pay attention, there is a wonderful movie out called 2,000 Mules by Dinesh D'Souza that goes into detail and putting it in film what occurred on that day of November 3rd, 2020. That is still relevant today, only 18 months later. And another movie coming out called Rigged, which was done by a lady. The author was Molly Hemingway. And both these DVDs would shed a lot of light in a way that only a film could do, where a picture is worth more than 1,000 words. I would like to ask the commissioners, before I conclude, has any person at the federal or state level approached you folks about voter and election fraud and what we could do about it in our county, and what was done, if anything, by those people that might have sought your participation in it? And any public citizen, individual, or group done likewise, whether they're a politician or not. I would appreciate if we could have some specific names about individuals or groups and specific actions that were taken, because frankly, certain people said a few words here and there, but frankly, it was lip service. And come November, guys like me, we can be laughed at and mocked, but we're going to have a very good memory then, as well as we do now, that we got ripped off. And there was multiple statistical oddities that, yes, it could be a coincidence. It's also a coincidence that we, with my arthritis, could jump to the moon with nothing more than my legs. It's mathematically possible, but I wouldn't bet on it. So I'll be quiet now. I want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day. Please take care of the ladies come Sunday. It's not that far away, and thank you.
Any other public comment? Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda items below for the Office of Children, Youth, and Families, York County Planning Commission, Commissioner's Office, and the District Attorney's Office.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to new business.
I make a motion to approve a grant agreement between the County of York on behalf of the Adult Probation Department and the Department of Corrections, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, for management and disbursement of the York County Grant and Aid Program in the amount of $875,000.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I do know this agreement is something that's signed every 5 years, and that the fund amounts are based on the fees that are collected. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I make a motion to approve the submission of a grant application on behalf of the Adult Probation Department to the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, in the amount of $300,000 to continue the intermediate punishment treatment programs.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Just to mention on this fund that the grants are utilized to divert individuals to restrictive probation sentences into drug and alcohol treatment. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I make a motion to approve the submission of the Police Traffic Services Grant application on behalf of the Center for Traffic Safety with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration in the total grant amount of $828,280.41.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I see our director here. I don't know if you want to say anything. I think this is done every year that we have this grant come in, and it's a good thing.
I was sitting here having some thoughts, so if you don't mind, because it is such a...
I just need you to go to the podium.
Yeah.
Since $828,000 is a lot of money, I do want
Right.
people to understand what we're using it for. And that money is to do overtime enforcement of aggressive driving and speeding, which has rise to the top of the surface in our data, in our crash data and fatalities. So we've got an aggressive driving stream of funding within there. We've got which includes speeding. We've got a DUI funding, which includes the sobriety checkpoints and roving patrols, and occupant protection, unrestrained motorists and children for improperly restrained, and a pedestrian safety. We've done a lot of work downtown York with York City Police on that last year, so we're looking forward to continuing that. What we've noticed in our fatalities, or in our crash data, and what makes this grant so important, especially this year, as you've heard nationally, crashes and fatalities are up, and York County is no different, nor our surrounding neighbors in Adams and Lancaster. But we saw an increase in fatalities, but not an increase in some of the crashes. So then we had to wonder, like, why are there more people dying if we're having less crashes? And so now we're going into a different avenue of thought here and looking at what's causing, why are people dying? Are they not buckling up? Are they not properly restrained? Or they impaired? Things like that. So this funding is going to allow us the research and the funding and the overtime enforcement to reimburse the departments to have officers focus on these specific 4 challenges. So should I just
Thank
stay
you.
up here for the next one?
Thank you, Barb.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I make a motion to approve the submission of the Community Traffic Safety Project Grant on behalf of the Center for Traffic Safety with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation and National Highway Traffic Safety Administration in the total grant amount of $273,106.19.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Again, I just want to explain, this is just our operating expenses. This is what pays our salaries and our benefits and our office supplies and subsequent things. I do want to add that we do have, PennDOT has required us this year to write in an equity in transportation, so we will be focusing on our underserved communities when it comes to traffic safety. And on a side note, I have a meeting with the Lebanon County Commissioners tomorrow, and then I will have one with Lancaster coming up, and we are discussing all of those issues that we have all discussed under other circumstances, so that's all.
Thank
Any
you.
further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I make a motion to approve the submission of a grant application on behalf of the Adult Probation Department to the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, in the amount of $91,350 for year 2 of the Project Reentry Grant. That is a partnership with the program It's About Change.
Second.
A motion and a second. I do know that some of this funding is towards women who are reentering the community after being incarcerated, and also some of this funding is towards the salary for the reentry coalition position. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I make a motion to approve the purchase between the County of York on behalf of Fleet Management and the Whit Moyer Ford, Mount Joy, Pennsylvania, for 4 2022 Ford Escape hybrid vehicles for use by the York County Assessment Department for the total cost of $28,800 each, for a total cost of $115,200 under a PA CoStarz contract.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I make a motion to approve a purchase between the County of York on behalf of the York County Public Works Department and H.B. McClure, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, to replace and install a new gas boiler that is more energy efficient located at the maintenance complex at John Rudy County Park for a total cost of $61,984 under a PA CoStarz contract.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I make a motion to approve the purchase between the County of York on behalf of the Public Works Department and McClure Company, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, to replace 2 barred HVAC units with new barred HVAC units at the Lewisberry 911 Tower site for a total cost of $17,866 under a PA CoStarz contract.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I make a motion to approve the purchase between the County of York on behalf of the York County Public Works Department and H.B. McClure, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, to install an ASI energy management system located at the York County Public Works Maintenance Complex for a total cost of $48,412 under a PA CoStarz contract.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I make a motion to approve a contract between the County of York on behalf of the York County Sheriff's Office and Axon Enterprise, Scottsdale, Arizona, to provide body cameras, docks, licensing, and data storage for a total cost of $33,783.20 for the period of May 1st, 2022 to October 31st, 2025.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I make a motion to approve a contract between the County of York on behalf of the Human Services Department and Effect TV, York, Pennsylvania, to provide an advertising campaign to promote Mental Health Awareness Month in May for a total cost of $5,000.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
And I know this wasn't in the agenda item, but this was funded by a grant.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I make a motion to approve a contract between the County of York on behalf of the York County Prison and Plan IT Schedule, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, to provide 75 employee tier subscriptions, 5 flex licenses, and 75.1 mobile-to-mobile SMS for a total cost of $3,025.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I make a motion to approve a change orders number 3 and number 4 between the County of York on behalf of the Facilities Management Department and Keller Contracting LLC, York, Pennsylvania. Change order number 3 is to increase the contract amount by $5,940 to cover additional millwork, and change order number 4 decreases the contract amount by $17,000 due to using an alternate special hazard fire suppression system, bringing the new contract sum amount to $1,245,030 at the Pleasant Valley Road building.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve the purchase between the County of York on behalf of the Facilities Management Department, David M. Maines Associates, Lewistown, Pennsylvania, to remove and replace roof sections 14 and 14A on the York County Judicial Center under an Omnia purchasing network at a cost of $672,748.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
And I see Jim's here. I maybe want to discuss a little bit. This is a pretty big number, and I know when I read it, the Judicial Center, when I heard 14 and 14A, just kind of give us an overview of what we're replacing.
Yes, so 14 and 14A are seventh floor level roofs, northeast, southeast, and fourth floor roof on the Philadelphia Street side. Total area is about 14,000 square feet. We had budgeted $1 million for this project. High bid was 1.2, and David Maines was low bid at 672. And we did have a middle bid that was about $100,000 more. So we felt that we had 3 good quality bids for this project. And it's a complete tear-off and removal. It's not a restoration.
And I know I wasn't here when the Judicial Center was built, and I know my fellow commissioners weren't, but the roof that was put on, it had a warranty for so many years, and we're at that point?
We're at that point. The building's about 20 years old now. The building was opened in 2004. And there has been some failure in the roof insulation that's causing the roof to, the rubber roof portion to buckle. So it's time.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to appoint the following individuals as deputy tax collectors to fulfill the duties of the indicated municipal tax collector as may be necessary, effective May 4th, 2022 through December 31st, 2025, as listed below in the agenda.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
And I guess, Barb, this is done every,
Actually, this is state law. State law requires that each tax collector have a deputy to fulfill their obligation in case they get sick or something happens. Each tax collector provides us with the information, and we are just approving that, and then we forward that on to the bonding company.
and I've noticed that one of your employees are on as a deputy tax collector, because I think that's explaining to the public that you are the tax collector in that area and you appoint a deputy.
Exactly. I appoint someone within my office in case, for some reason, I wouldn't be able to take care of the duties. She would step in.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve a purchase between the County of York on behalf of the Facilities Management Department and the Hahn Company, Muscatine, Iowa, for the office and systems furniture for the Pleasant Valley Road Phase 2 for a total cost of $555,997.93.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve a change order between the County of York on behalf of the Facilities Management Department and Manada Electric LLC, Hershey, Pennsylvania, for relocation of the IT data room to the second floor as part of the Phase 2 renovations of Pleasant Valley Road for a cost of $19,450, increasing the contract sum to $464,450.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve an agreement on behalf of the Community Development Department of the York County Planning Commission, authorizing and directing the commissioners to execute the following subrecipient agreements and amendments thereto for grants included in the adopted 2022 York County Annual Action Plan for funding from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Washington, D.C.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second, and I'm going to ask Wade Gobrecht from the Planning Commission just to share a few words regarding this motion.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioners. York County is an entitlement community, so we receive funding from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development each year to address long-term housing and community development goals. That funding is set forth in the annual action plan each year to show how those funds are being used throughout the county. That annual action plan is for the current program year, which starts July 1st through June 30th. This year's allocation is a little over $4 million. It mirrors what we have received the previous year. And these funds go towards helping, it's expected that they'll help at least 90% of the activities will benefit low and moderate income individuals. These activities are for housing assistance programs, public services, affordable housing, development rehabilitation, public facility and infrastructure improvements like curb sidewalks, street improvements, affordable housing developments throughout the county, shelter and supportive housing activities, and supportive housing and assistance to homeless populations. So this has been advertised since April, and again, we're looking to get this approved for the July 1st, 2022 year.
Great,
Any
thank you, Wade.
questions?
Any questions for Wade? Any
Thank
further
you.
discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve a study of the feasibility of creating a juvenile detention area in the Wing C of the existing Youth Development Center not to exceed a fee of $9,500.
I'll second motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve the tax refund register 2022-02, authorizing payment of York County real estate tax refunds totaling $6,492.48.
I'll second motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve the weekly disbursements for the week of April 27, 2022, totaling $8,169,822.52.
I'll second motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve the weekly disbursements for the week of May 4th, 2022, totaling $4,644,820.62.
I'll second motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. On to resolutions.
Motion to adopt Resolution 2022-11 on behalf of the Community Development Department, the York County Planning Commission, to approve the following changes to activities included in the adopted 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019 York County Annual Action Plans as amended, funded through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Washington, D.C., Community Development Block Grant Program as listed below in the agenda.
I'll second the
I
motion.
have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution 2022-12, the 2022 York County Annual Action Plan for the Community Development Block Grant, Home Investment Partnership, and Emergency Solutions Grant federal programs. The annual action plan is required to be submitted to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for community planning and development funding. The President Commissioner is authorized and directed to execute all documents for the submission of the plan and the administration of programs.
I'll second motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. There were no executive sessions. Any old business? Okay, we'll move on to other business. Before we get into our proclamations, just wanted to share with folks, remind folks, we will not be having a commissioners meeting on May 18th. That's the day after the primary election, so we will not be convening that date. However, the Board of Commissioners has made a decision that we will have a meeting on May 25th at 10 a.m. So we just want to make folks aware of that. Also, for the nurses out there watching, it is National Nurses Week. So on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, thank you for serving our community in that capacity. Certainly, we all know there are nurses that work in our hospitals, but when we think about personal care and nursing homes, school districts, nurses serve us in a wide range of capacities. So we thank them for what they do and being on the front lines to take care of those in need.
And as a side note, Julie, I have 4 that are actually in my family as we speak, and the job that they've done with what they do every day for all nurses, we appreciate what they do and what they go through. So thank you to my family.
Yep. Okay, then we just wanted to share a little bit, just to update folks regarding the elections. I know we've done this show and tell before, but just for those folks watching again, for those that have requested a mail-in ballot, will come in the mail like this. There'll be a barcode on it that is unique to you. Inside is the envelope you mail the ballot back in, the secrecy envelope, and your actual ballot. So we just want to remind folks again, You must put your ballot inside the secrecy envelope. If it is not inside the secrecy envelope, your ballot will not be counted. So please put it inside this envelope, and then put this inside the mailing envelope. Make sure on the back that you sign your ballot and date it. Very, very important that you do that. And then you can certainly stick it in the mail. We are going to have drive-up curbside service for voters who would like to drop their ballot off in person. We are going to have a ballot box in the front of this building at 28 East Market Street. That ballot box will be staffed by a sheriff's deputy and a county employee the entire time that it's out there. This coming Saturday, May 7th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Next Sunday, May 15th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and then Tuesday, May 17th, which is Election Day, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Those of you that have a mail-in and/or absentee ballot, they must be received in our office no later than 8 p.m. on Election Day. So we just want to make sure that we're clear with everyone. The other thing we want to make sure folks know is you can only drop off your own ballot. You cannot bring a ballot in for somebody else in your family or any of your friends. You must drop your own ballot off. That is dictated by the law, and we have to follow the law. So if you bring someone else's ballot in, we're not going to be able to accept that. The last day to request a mail-in ballot is next week. It's May 10th. So if you still have a desire to vote in that manner, please get your request in by May 10th. The other thing that we want to share with folks is we are aware that there are some third-party advocacy groups mailing out mailers that have a request for a mail-in ballot application in there. Those are coming from third parties. They are not coming from the elections office here in York County, nor are they endorsed by the elections office here in York County. So if you get one and you've already requested a mail-in ballot, please don't be concerned that we didn't get your request. Those are done by third parties. Again, I just want to alert folks that they're out there, and again, that's not anything driven by the York County Board of Elections Department. So with that, we're going to move on to some proclamations. I think the first one up is for National Public Works Week, and I believe Commissioner Smith is going to read that one. And we are joined today by Jim Phipps, who is representing that organization. And let me get this for Ron. I think I got it. Let me scroll down for you, Ron.
Okay. It's a proclamation for National Public Works Week, May 15th to the 21st of 2022, Ready and Resilient. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of York County. And these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in York County to gain knowledge of and to maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And the year 2022 marks the 62nd annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, Canadian Public Works Association. Be it now. Now, therefore, we, the Commissioners of York County, Pennsylvania, do hereby proclaim the week of May 15th to the 21st, 2022 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities and events and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make protecting our national health, safety. And given this day in York, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, on the 4th day of May, the year of our Lord 2022, we have hereby subscribed our names to the York County Board of Commissioners.
Great.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Certainly, when we think about Public Works, I don't think any of us are impacted by something a Public Works employee does during the day. So the next one, Commissioner Hoke is going to read, and that is regarding, make sure I get it right, Institutional Parole and Corrections Employees Week.
And I'm proud to read this, and as a commissioner for many years and being on the prison board and president of the prison board, I'm happy to read this. It's a proclamation, Institutional Parole and Corrections Employees Week, May 1st through the 7th, 2022. Whereas York County prison employs approximately 500 people, including staff in corrections, facilities, education, treatment, and medical. These employees are responsible for approximately 1,000 inmates, a near 40% reduction in the average daily population from a decade ago, which can be attributed to the collective efforts of corrections personnel, county agencies, and community partners. The prison offers a variety of treatment services, including cognitive behavioral programs and anger management. Employees work alongside volunteers to administer programs such as Celebrate Recovery, Community Reentry, and Alcoholics Anonymous. Full and part-time teachers provide educational opportunities to inmates. Employees serve on teams to ensure safety and security at the prison, including the Fire Emergency Response Team, Crisis Intervention Team, and Seesaw. All these efforts complement the Building a Better York County campaign by strengthening the quality of life for everyone at the prison. Now, therefore, we, the Commissioners of York County, Pennsylvania, would like to recognize all the York County Prisons employees for their tireless work they do, not only during the Institutional Parole and Corrections Employee Week, but every week of the year. Given this day in York in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania on the 4th day of May in the year of our Lord 2022, and it's signed by the York County Board of Commissioners.
Okay. We also have one proclamation that's not listed here. The reason it's not listed, we wanted this to be a surprise. So we are joined today by Jim Krager, who is going to be leaving us after 37 years of service to the county. It's just outstanding. Before we read the proclamation, we would like to share a video with you that I think speaks volumes to the character of Jim. So if I... Okay. We did have this. Oh, you can't. Sorry. Hey, Paul, where's the video? I promise you, we tested this about 5 times before the meeting.
It's just incredible to think of what you're doing for the public on a daily basis. It just makes me feel good and want to get up and just come to work every day because I know I'm doing something that's helping everybody out there. In York County, I have approximately 4,385 tests I do each year on gas pumps. It keeps you on your toes, it keeps you very busy, but I feel pride in accomplishing the feat of getting York County inspected in a year, and it helps people have the confidence that when they go buy something by liquid or weight, that they're getting what they pay for with their hard-earned money. When people come up and ask, what am I doing? And I explain it to them, and they say, I did not realize anyone did that. I really appreciate what you're doing. Keep up the good work. And that gives me a sense of pride and makes me want to just keep coming back and doing it every day. York County employees are working hard to provide the citizens of York County with a quality of service that will enhance and make their lives better each and every day.
I believe that video was done a few years ago, but we found it, and I just think it. Okay.
It's just incredible to think of what you're doing for the public on a daily basis.
Okay. I'm having a little trouble with the mouse pad, so bear with me. It seems to have locked up, so I apologize that you won't be able to see the proclamation, but I will go ahead and read it. If Jim would please indulge us just to come up here and stand so the folks watching can see you personally. Yeah, that's perfect, right there. Yeah, okay. So the proclamation is for Jim Krager, Director of York County Weights and Measures, for his 37 years of service to York County. Whereas the first enactment by the U.S. Congress was a weights and measures law signed by President John Adams on March 2nd, 1799. And Pennsylvania established its own Bureau of Standards and Weights and Measures in its Department of Internal Affairs in 1911. And the mission of bureaus and weights and measures is to maintain fair transactions between consumer and seller so that neither incurs a loss due to error. And whereas Jim Krager began his career as the Director of Weights and Measures with York County 37 years ago, and approximately 500 businesses are inspected by the York County Bureau of Weights and Measures, with Jim conducting and managing those inspections. And whereas in fuel inspections alone, there are at least 150 businesses that dispense gas and fuel, and about 4,400 inspections on them annually. And whereas there are at least 2,000 scales that are inspected in various stores in the county. Now, therefore, we, the Commissioners of York County, Pennsylvania, recognize Jim Krager for his relentless dedication to regulating York County's weights and measures. Your commitment to performing the required tests in an exemplary manner has allowed for the smooth flow of commerce and everyday life in the county. We appreciate your work ethic and passion to build a better York County by the actions you have performed over the past 37 years. Given this day in York, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, on the 4th day of May, in the year of our Lord, 2022, and it's signed by the Board of Commissioners. So, once again, congratulations. Thank you.
We'll take pictures.
Afterwards. Okay, let me see if I can get the rest of the agenda back. It doesn't, I don't think that I can. We have a problem with the mouse. So the only two things that are left on the agenda, or we will open it back again for public comment. If you could come to the mic and state your name and municipality, please. And if you could please limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Good morning, Commissioners. Janice Links. I'm here on behalf of the West Shore Historical Society, and I think you know why. It's been quite a few months since I've been here last, and so much has happened. The West Shore Historical Society would like to thank you for your assistance in attaining the PennDOT TASA funding for the Sheepford Road Bridge. This is a great moment for all involved with the bridge, a great example of how community and local government can come together to make a difference. We'd like to congratulate Heather Bittner and Kirk Stoner from Cumberland County for their work on this. It should be a feather in their cap and in the caps of the counties. The application itself was quite complex, and I know it was a struggle at times, but the results speak for itself. And York and Cumberland counties are very fortunate to have Heather and Kirk working for them. Many unknowns at this time. I think we're waiting for some direction from PennDOT on what happens next. I want to assure you that the West Shore Historical Society remains committed to this project, and will do whatever is necessary on our end to ensure the success. So once again, great day for preservation. We should all be proud of what was accomplished, and thank you for your interest and your support in saving our bridge.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think, thank you for acknowledging Heather. Certainly, her friends in the Planning Commission, I'm sure, will relay that to her. But I think we also need to acknowledge your efforts and your group, because you brought it forward to this board and the board in Cumberland County. So you should commend yourself for the hard work in getting that money to restore the bridge. So thank you.
Thank you very much. There was a lot of celebrating on Sheepford Road the last few weeks.
We saw the picture.
All right, any other public comment? Okay, if I could have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, we are adjourned, and we are going to go to Salary Board. So I'll call Salary Board to order.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the April 20th, 2022 Salary Board meeting as submitted.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We'll open it up for any public comment. Hearing none, move on to,
Make a motion to approve the positions, salaries, hours of work, and fringe benefits as provided by existing collective bargaining agreements or set forth in the York County Employee Handbook or York County Policy Manual for the following departments and row offices as stated below, with no additional benefits or concessions unless otherwise noted, and there is listed in the agenda.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank everyone for joining, and enjoy this rainy day out there. Thank you.